Oh good, you're here. Good evening, and welcome to your onboarding process here with the agency. I apologize for how late it has gotten, but we are a 24-hour organization, and sometimes the appointment scheduling does not take into account that those not currently employed by us do not follow that yet. Although you will need to get used to working odd hours fairly quickly. There is no guarantee that you will be working a standard 8 to 5 day, but that should have been covered in the pre-screen and interview process. Give me one moment to bring up the new employee paperwork, and we can begin. No, I am part of the medical unit, but whenever we are short-staffed, people get pulled to work in other departments as necessary. Often it is a drone that gets pulled before an organic does, simply because it is easier for us to learn new skills. And as soon as I am finished here in personnel, I will resume my duties in the medical bay. No. We here at the agency prefer the term personnel to human resources, as many of our employees and clientele are not human. The last thing we want to do is make applicants feel unwelcome simply because of word choice. We certainly do not want to shoot ourselves in the foot by snubbing the best candidate simply because they are not human. But the files are ready. Let's go ahead and start. Your first name, please. Middle name. Last name. I'm sorry. Could you spell that last name out? Thank you. And what are your pronouns? Thank you. What address are you currently residing at? And what city is that in? The zip code, please. Thank you. Do you have a landline? No, of course not. I'm amazed it's still offered as a service anymore with how few people still using it. I do need your cell phone number, though. Thank you. And your personal email address? You will, of course, be getting an agency email address, but we like to have a backup on file in case you get locked out of yours. Thank you. Could I get your social security number, please? Do not worry, we keep everything confidential here. In fact, I have programming in place that would prevent me from disclosing any of this information even if I did want to. The data servers at the agency are more secure than any bank or government computer system on the planet, and have never had a breach of data in the history of the organization. Not even so much as an employee's grocery list has gotten out. We are the only organization that employs arcane firewalls for its technology. We have traditional firewalls, of course, But ever since the third age of Arcanum, we have had wizards on payroll to do nothing but research technomancy and new ways of using magic and computers in concert with each other. I cannot say that all are, but many drones such as myself were created in such a way. When the research was first beginning, and the first few of us were created, long before my time, the Arcanists thought that automaton was too clockwork and too old-fashioned. Small airborne drones had been in use for decades for deliveries and courier services, and many of our functions were similar to those, so we were referred to as drones, and the name stuck. Forgive me, I got carried away. But rest assured that your personal information will be secure here. The last person that even attempted to hack into our servers ended up with a melted computer and was blind for 3 days afterwards. Let's see. What else? Yes. Could you give me the name of your emergency contact or next of kin, please? Yes, just the first and last. And their phone number? And what is their relation to you? That's perfectly fine. We just like to note it down. Alright, please hold still for one moment while we get a biometric baseline and an identifying photograph. And done. Thank you. What? No, we have scanners at the entrances and exits of the building. I'm certain you walked through at least one, which you may not have noticed. They are quite subtle. Well, there were a couple of incidents with shapeshifters a few years ago, so new security measures had to be implemented. If your scanned badge does not match your genetic marker, the security team gets notified. Oh, you'll get your badge once we're done here, and I highly recommend you not lose it. In which department will you be working in? That one is experiencing a lot of growth right now. You'll be in good company. Try not to worry about it. The turnover rate is at an acceptable point, but some departments are trying to maximize their budget and are hiring several new employees at once. I know the manager well. They will get you taken care of, and you will have the hang of things in no time. As for your salary, we can give you a credit chit every other Friday, or we can directly deposit it into your account. Between you and me, I highly recommend having it deposited. Payroll gets irritated when they have to use physical chits, and you really want to stay on their good side. That's a smart choice. It really is for the best. Alright, I just need your credit routing number, please. And your account number. Thank you. Here's a lanyard and your keycard. It needs to be visible at all times, but the lanyard is optional. If you prefer it on your belt or clipped to your shirt, that is perfectly fine. Before you leave, you need to stop by the front desk and they will have you set up your entry pin. You were buzzed in today, but we do 3-factor authentication to get into the business part of the building. The card is 1, retinal scan is the 2nd, and the 3rd is a 6-digit key code. I admit it's the least secure, but you would be amazed at how effective it is. Occasionally, someone will either find or clone a key card, but when confronted with a PIN, most of them assume it's 4 digits. So if they press 4 and then enter, we know that something's up. Alright, I will get this submitted and finalized. Please have a good evening, and I will see you bright and early Monday morning.